Okay, welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we're really digging into a whole stack of sources, all about AI.
Yep. Specifically how it's changing marketing,
Right,
right?
exactly. It's moving so fast.
Yeah.
And look, the goal here is really to help you get up to speed quickly.
Based just on this material we've pulled together, no outside opinions, just what the sources say.
Right. We're unpacking the key benefits, the practical stuff marketers are actually doing.
And the challenges too, it's not all rosy.
Definitely not. And look at best practices for getting started. We found some genuinely surprising stats in here.
Some really eye-opening numbers and examples.
Okay, then. Let's unpack this stack.
Right, let's jump in. So the first thing that's just crystal clear from all this reading, AI isn't some, future thing for marketers anymore.
No, it's here now.
It's here, and it's really fundamentally changing how businesses connect with people. It's not just tweaking old methods.
But enabling completely new approaches. And the impact these sources highlight is potentially huge.
Yeah.
We're seeing numbers like companies using AI reporting up to a 10% revenue increase.
Yeah, a 10% lift, that's significant.
And also a 14.5% boost in sales productivity.
And cutting costs, too, by about 12.2%. These are showing up on the bottom line.
They are, but I think a really crucial point that keeps coming up in the sources is this isn't about AI replacing people, right?
No, that's a key theme. It's about empowering marketers, giving them better tools.
Tools to be faster, more strategic, maybe even more creative.
Yeah, by letting the AI handle the data crunching, the repetitive stuff, it's about working smarter, not harder. Or rather, letting the tech work harder.
Okay, so how? How does it help marketers work smarter? Let's get into the benefits the sources point to. First up, personalization. Seems like everyone talks about this.
It's where AI really, really shines. It goes so far beyond just, age and location.
Right, the old demographic buckets.
Exactly. AI digs into massive amounts of data, your browsing habits, purchase history, what you do on social media, even your physical location.
To tailor the message, the offer, the whole experience.
Specifically to you, in that moment.
And the ROI numbers the sources talk about are, well, they're kind of staggering. Up to 8 times the return compared to generic campaigns.
8 times ROI, yeah. And potentially a 10% sales boost just from getting that personalization right.
Which makes sense. One source said 80% of consumers are more likely to buy from brands that personalize.
People expect it now, almost. And the real-world examples make it tangible, like Michael's, the craft store.
Yeah.
They apparently used AI to ramp up their personalized emails from just 20% of their sends to 95%.
Wow, that's a huge jump. What happened?
A 41% increase in SMS click-throughs, 25% increase in email click-throughs, massive engagement rift.
Just from being more relevant.
Precisely. And there's another one, a European telecom company. They use generative AI, so AI that creates content to make unique messages for 150 different customer groups.
150. Hyper-personalized.
Totally. They saw response rates go up by 40% and actually cut the costs of deploying those campaigns by 25%.
And you see this stuff daily, right?
Yeah.
Like Starbucks' app suggesting your usual or something new based on the weather.
That's their Deep Brew AI. Or Amazon's recommendations, people who bought this also bought. That's all AI learning behavior.
Making it feel like they know you.
Right. So beyond personalization, the next big theme is efficiency. Just streamlining things.
Taking away the grunt work.
Exactly. Automating those repetitive, time-consuming tasks.
And McKinsey is quoted here, suggesting generative AI alone could boost marketing productivity by 5% to 15% of the total marketing spend. That's a lot of money.
It is. And the adoption rates back this up. One source cited 72% AI adoption by 2024, and 82% of marketers expect AI to make them more productive.
Is there a specific example of this efficiency gain?
Yeah, there was a good one about a direct-to-consumer retailer. They used Gen AI for parts of customer service, like finding info quickly, drafting replies. They cut the time to first response by 80%. 80%. And shaved 4 minutes off the average time it took to resolve an issue.
So the human agents can focus on the trickier stuff, the empathy part.
Exactly. Which leads nicely into the third big benefit, just better campaign performance overall.
Using data to predict things and adjust on the fly.
Spot on. AI helps forecast sales, predict KPIs, figure out the best way to allocate budget across channels.
Like with programmatic advertising.
Yeah, that's a prime example. AI optimizes ad placements and bids automatically in milliseconds to hit the right audience at the right price.
The sources mention Nike using something called predictive creative optimization.
Right. AI analyzes which ad designs, which images or videos are actually working best, so they reduce waste and maximize impact.
And the New York Times uses machine learning to refine subscription offers based on how people are actually reading and engaging.
It lets marketers be more proactive. Dr. Ismet Anichula is quoted saying, AI is fundamentally reshaping marketing. It's about anticipating needs, not just reacting.
Okay, so we see the benefits. How are marketers actually using this day to day? What are the concrete use cases popping up in the sources?
Well, a lot of social marketers are already on board. 71% use AI, and 82% say it's working well for them.
So what are they doing with it?
Content creation and optimization is huge. AI tools can help draft social posts, email copy, even video scripts.
Like a starting point.
Exactly, a first draft.
Yeah.
It can help keep the brand voice consistent, suggest SEO keywords, check readability.
Sprout Social's AI Assist tool apparently saved their own team 72 hours per quarter just on reporting.
That's nearly 2 weeks of work time a year back. And yeah, 42% of marketers are using AI weekly or daily for content stuff.
There's a great quote from Chris Ruby in here. The AI is 10%, I am 90%.
I saw that. It captures it perfectly. AI is the assistant, the human provides the strategy, the creativity, the final polish.
And Mary Cutelian mentioned AI analyzing which content performs best.
Yeah, and Olivia Jepson pointed out practical things like AI generating alt text for images accurately, which saves time and helps accessibility.
The material even shows these automated workflows, like piping stuff from Google Sheets into ChatGPT to draft content, then pushing it to WordPress, and alerting the team on Slack.
Yeah, automating the repetitive parts of content production. Another big one is customer sentiment analysis.
So understanding how people feel about your brand.
Exactly. AI can monitor social media, reviews, support tickets, all sorts of channels to gauge sentiment in real time.
Which lets companies react faster if there's a problem.
For sure. T-Mobile apparently used it to cut customer complaints by 73% by finding and fixing the root causes faster.
Wow.
Airbnb uses it to monitor interactions, Amazon uses feedback to improve products, and the Atlanta Hawks basketball team example was cool.
What did they do?
Use Sprout Social for listening and sentiment analysis. They figured out what fans were excited about, what they wanted to see more of.
And the result?
A 127% jump in video views and 170% audience growth in just 3 months. Huge impact.
In another company, James Hardy, used it for market research, finding trends, seeing what competitors were up to.
Right. As one source puts it, sentiment analysis enables marketers to craft campaigns tailored to how their audience actually thinks and feels.
And again, there's a workflow example. Twitter API feeds mentions to ChatGPT for analysis. Results go to Google Sheets. Slack gets an alert if things turn negative.
Shows how you can automate that listening process. The last major use case highlighted is lead scoring with AI.
Figuring out which prospects are most likely to buy.
Precisely. Using machine learning to analyze all the data you have on a prospect and predict their potential value helps sales and marketing focus their energy.
And the results seem pretty dramatic in the examples.
Or no. Yeah, their AI virtual assistant cut wait times by 93% and boosted conversions by 4%.
Adidas had some crazy numbers too.
Incredible. A 259% increase in average order value from new users, 50% rise in mobile conversion rates, all through AI segmentation and optimization.
Pegasus improved return on ad spend 17%. Avis saved 39% on costs by automating inquiries. Alliance got 20% higher opt-in rates.
The numbers are compelling. Chris Baldwin from Insider is quoted saying, AI solutions open many new targeting opportunities.
Because it can see patterns humans might miss.
Exactly. It analyzes behavior to figure out the best time to contact someone, the best channel, even what kind of offer they're most likely to respond to.
And predictably, there's a workflow for this too. HubSpot data to ChatGPT for analysis, updating scores in Salesforce, triggering emails in MailChimp.
Connecting the dots automatically.
Okay, so the benefits are clear, the use cases are powerful. It almost sounds too good to be true. The sources must talk about challenges, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's not plug-and-play magic. And the biggest hurdle, mentioned by 81% of AI pros in one source, is data quality.
The Achilles heel, as they call it.
That's the term used, yeah. If your input data is messy, inaccurate, inconsistent, incomplete, the AI's output, the insights, they're just not reliable.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Leads to bad decisions, wasted money.
Totally. Andrew Ng, the AI expert we mentioned, is quoted emphasizing this. With 80% of work focused on data preparation, data quality becomes the paramount task.
And the stats back this up. 96% of U.S. data pros think bad data causes disruptions. Gartner found 29% of organizations struggle with inaccurate data blocking their goals.
And frustratingly, 85% of AI professionals feel leadership isn't really tackling these data issues properly.
Which has real financial implications beyond just bad marketing. Poor data contributes to breaches costing millions.
Right. But the flip side is companies that do get data quality right see big wins, like a 29% revenue boost, 26% jump in customer satisfaction.
GE's Predix platform was mentioned as an example of tackling this with governance and automated tools.
Yeah, showing it can be done with focus. And automation helps here too, that workflow example of using AI itself to check data quality in Google Sheets and flag issues in Slack.
Okay, so data is challenge number one. What else?
System integration, getting the shiny new AI tools to actually talk to your existing systems, your CRM, your analytics, your CMS.
This sounds complicated.
It often is. Over 90% of organizations report struggling with this connection piece, and 74% find it hard to scale AI beyond just small pilots.
Because the old systems weren't built for AI.
Pretty much. Legacy systems often lack the right APIs or data structures. David Rowlands from KPMG put it bluntly. A standalone point piece of technology often fails as a business case. You need integration.
And it's not just tech, right? The sources mention people too.
Yeah, the human factor. Only 23% of employees feel they have the skills to work effectively with these new AI tools. That's a big training gap.
So the advice is?
Get IT involved early, map out the connections needed, budget for integration work middleware maybe, break down silos between teams.
And low-code platforms can help bridge that gap.
Correct.
Like the workflow connecting Salesforce, ChatGPT, MailChimp, Google Analytics.
Exactly. Automating data flows across systems without needing massive custom coding projects.
Okay, data quality integration.
Sure.
What's the third big challenge area?
Privacy and ethics. This is huge and getting bigger. Using AI with customer data raises serious legal risks and can destroy trust if you mess it up.
Regulations are changing fast. Consumers are getting savvier.
Definitely. 63% of consumers want transparency if content is AI generated, and the fines for misuse are real. Google got hit with $250 million. Clearview AI with $30.5 million for GDPR violations.
And there's the whole algorithmic bias issue too.
Right. If your training data reflects historical biases, racial, gender, whatever, the AI can learn and perpetuate them in targeting pricing recommendations.
And leading to legal trouble and reputational damage.
For sure. Marco Iancidi from Harvard stressed that algorithms need to be legal and ethical.
The Dove Real Beauty campaign tackling AI bias in imagery is a relevant example here.
Yeah, highlighting how default AI images can be very narrow and releasing guidelines to promote diversity. It shows brands are engaging with this.
So building trust is key. Transparency, data minimization, consent security.
Absolutely. McKinsey found half of consumers trust businesses more if they only collect relevant data. Addressing data quality and integration actually helps with ethics too. Clean, well-managed data is easier to handle responsibly.
In the workflow example, using Typeform for consent, AI for anonymized analysis, Airtable for secure storage, Gmail for privacy-respecting comms, illustrates how tech can support ethical practices.
Great.
So given all the good, the bad, the complicated, how do the sources suggest marketers actually get started effectively?
Well, one of the most powerful themes is combining AI with human insight, that hybrid approach. It can boost ROI up to 29%.
So AI plus human creativity.
That's the winning formula according to these sources. Use AI for analysis, optimization, speed, but use human creativity, strategy, empathy.
Stats back that up, yeah.
37% boost in email conversions, 3x more social shares, 83% lift in video ad recall when you combine them. AI handles the patterns, humans handle the big picture, the emotion.
So practical step one.
Start small. Don't try to boil the ocean. Pick a focused project, maybe one marketing channel or task.
Build confidence, learn, minimize risk.
Exactly. That company, One Roof. They started just with email personalization using Braze's AI tools. Saw great results, 23% higher click to open, 77% conclusion on profiles, then they expanded.
And a simple starting workflow could be that Typeform feedback, ChatGPT responses, MailChimp sends idea, manageable.
Very manageable. Second key practice, focus obsessively on data quality from day one. We keep coming back to this because the sources do.
Bad data costs teams 550 hours a year, hits 31% of revenue. It's not trivial.
Not at all. Establish data governance before you roll out AI. How's data collected, stored, used, shared?
Airbnb's data university is mentioned as a way to build that internal data literacy.
Great example, Andrew Angsy's quote again. If 80% of our work is data preparation, then ensuring data quality is the most critical task. Use tools, do audits.
And that automated quality check workflow we discussed is a practical way to implement this.
Right. Third practice, always keep humans in the loop. Combine AI analysis with human judgment.
Avoid that statistic that 90% of online content fails to engage. Needs the human touch.
Precisely. Adam Stewart from Genesis said it well. AI can give us efficiency and speed, but it lacks the ability to see the bigger picture. Any organization that uses AI to eliminate people is missing the point.
The Coca-Cola Share a Coke campaign is a perfect example. Data found the names, humans wrote the stories.
Brilliant hybrid approach. Huge success, 7% global sales lift, 25 million social mentions.
So assign roles. AI drafts, analyzes, optimizes, humans strategize, create, approve.
And create feedback loops. AI insights inform human strategy, human feedback refines the AI. Train your teams to work with AI. The workflow example using Airtable to ChatGPT, Notion, Slack illustrates this collaborative process.
Okay, so start small, fix data, combine human plus AI. How do you actually begin the process? First steps.
Identify your marketing gaps first. What are you trying to achieve? Better leads, improve customer experience. Then audit your data, CRM, analytics. Where is it weak? Outdated duplicates, missing fields, where are your contact gaps?
And you could use AI to help with this, like that Google Analytics, ChatGPT, Airtable workflow for finding trends and gaps.
Exactly. Use the tools to understand where to focus. Second step, select the right tools for your gaps.
Don't just chase the hype.
No. Match the solution to the problem. Need lead scoring. Find a good predictive tool. Need content help. Look there. Use trials. Check integrations, scalability, how easy it is for your team to learn.
The best tool solves your problem.
That's it. Third step, measure everything and refine constantly.
Track the usual marketing KPIs, but also efficiency gains, targeting accuracy, customer lifetime value.
Right. Remember those Adidas, Pegasus, Avis, Alliance numbers? Those are the kinds of improvements to aim for and track.
And track time saved on manual tasks, too. Review metrics regularly. Use those feedback loops.
And again, automation can help measurement, like the Google Analytics, ChatGPT Sheets, Slack workflow for tracking performance and alerting the team.
The sources also talk about adding AI into your existing tech stack, not necessarily ripping everything out.
Yeah, it's about enhancing connecting. AI plugs into your CRM, your marketing automation, your analytics.
And low-code platforms are highlighted as a way to make this easier.
Definitely. They help overcome those integration barriers. Visual builders, connecting apps, processing data via AI without needing to be a coder. Latenode is mentioned as an example that bridges simple no-code and full custom code with lots of integrations.
That Commerce Casino HR example, saving hours daily, shows the power of low-code automation.
That same principle applies directly to marketing workflows, automating repetitive tasks, data management. AI is great for analyzing unstructured stuff too, like call notes, using NLP to find intent or sentiment.
That workflow for a new Salesforce lead triggering AI analysis, personalized HubSpot emails, and a Slack alert for sales.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
It creates a unified view, saves manual work. Adore Me cut a 40-hour monthly task down to 1 hour. Outcomes Rocket got 65% more email engagement with AI personalization.
Which ties into scaling, right? Doing more without adding tons of people.
Exactly. AI can generate variations of content, messages, targeting, enabling hyper-personalization at a scale never possible before.
That quote, generative AI makes hyper-personalization achievable.
And the McKinsey stat about Gen AI potentially adding $4.4 trillion globally, with marketing getting a big productivity boost, around $463 billion a year from that alone.
The European Telecom creating 150 segments shows it scaling in action.
The key to scaling, though, isn't isolated tools. It's interconnected workflows. Dice, the job platform, unified their data for a full view, used AI attribution.
It requires integration.
Yes, but start incrementally. That simple Google Analytics analysis workflow is a starting point. Solve one problem, connect systems, build up.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground from this stack of sources. It's clear AI isn't just a tweak, it's a fundamental shift.
Absolutely. We've seen the potential for personalization, efficiency, campaign performance. It's transformative.
And we've looked at how marketers are using it practically: content, sentiment, leads.
But also hitting those challenges head on. Data quality being paramount, integration hurdles, and the critical need for ethical, privacy-aware implementation.
But the overwhelming message seems to be, AI is a partner, not a replacement. The real magic happens when you blend AI's power with human strategy and creativity.
That's the core takeaway. The stats really drive it home. 92% planning Gen AI investment, Adidas's huge AOV increase, Renault cutting wait times.
And that Christina Inch quote is perfect. Your job will not be taken by AI. It will be taken by a person who knows how to use AI.
Really puts the onus on marketers to adapt and learn these tools.
And with the market projected to hit over $217 billion by 2034, this is clearly where things are headed. The sources urge taking that first step.
Start small, clean your data, focus on that human-AI collaboration, explore accessible tools like the low-code options mentioned to connect things.
Which really leaves you, the listener, with a key question to think about.
How can you start integrating AI not just as another tool, but as a genuine collaborator in your own marketing work? Something to really mull over.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.